Hey everyone, welcome back to the DSM Podcast. Today's episode is a bit heavier, but it's real. We're talking about the emotional manipulation and more specifically how to overcome it after a breakup. When someone's messed with your emotions for a long time and doesn't just stop when the relationship ends. And it doesn't just stop when the relationship ends. So let's talk about what emotional manipulation really looks like. It's not always loud and dramatic. Sometimes it's someone making you feel guilty for things that aren't your fault, and they're picking out things that they'll pick little things out, like any little thing that you do, and turn it into something like making you feel like it's a problem. And especially if the person is emotionally pulling out of the relationship and they don't know how to break up the relationship, so they'll find little reasons to end the relationship, but then it's all being blamed on you at the end of the day. And I just got out of that type of situation where I've noticed that my partner started losing a lack of communication towards me, because in the beginning we were all laughs, outgoing, giggling, laughing, going out on dates, going here and there, and it was just we were still doing it, but it was a lack of quietness. And the person, he was going through his own problems, but as his partner, I was when he needed someone to talk to, I was there. Advice, I was there. We were there for each other when we needed someone. But it was I felt like I was, to be honest, I felt like maybe whatever he was going through, I was also more of a burden because I got broken up with. You understand? Or, yeah, so I want to put that there. It can also mean twisting the truth, to question your own memory, especially when it's basically called gaslighting, and that's something that I really, really dislike. Making you feel like you're the center of their world one day, and the next day they pull away and punish you with silence, and then it leaves you questioning yourself, what's going on? Are you okay? And then it's they give you that pouting answer. And it's with me, you don't have to be like that, because I'm here. I thought I was, your piece of justice. So, in second guessing yourself as well. And mostly it's from guys to the girls, but sometimes let's not get it twisted, ladies. Some ladies out there do it too as well. But it's an emotional hangover. And it's when you set an opinion about something and your opinion gets knocked down, and it's oh, you're overdoing it, this is that. And it's the person that's doing the emotional manipulation, you're basically telling you have to accept whatever opinion you're stating of what situation that you don't like or that you dislike. And it's what? So rebuilding yourself and overcoming this, it's okay, where do you start? You can, accept the experience. Okay, listen, I've just been through this, I accept it. But it's how do I move on? Because it's whoa. I thought we were good. I thought everything was going well. And the other thing is that people that's not in your relationship, they have noticed it as well. They have noticed it. They have they'll be they'll come and be yeah, we noticed such and such has been, kind of thing like that. You don't want to, what I'm saying? when other people notice it, it's also like kind of embarrassing. And then it's like, dang, I thought I was tripping, but it really is that. But sometimes you can't go off what other people say. But your gut knows when it's, a real confirmation. Like, okay, I wasn't tripping. And if anybody else has noticed it, or has, been noticing it, and while you're sitting there thinking like, hey, I must be tripping, let me just stop. It's real. It's real. Start with small boundaries that, that might mean like not checking their social media, blocking them, not in a bad way, but, keeping that distance where like they can't reach out to you. But then also come to understanding, because even though it's like, dang, like it went that way, now you just have to move on from it. But to be the better person, just, it ain't no bad blood between you and the person. At the end of the day, you're seeing the person for who they really were. You know how, okay, I see how this person deals with, in this category of a relationship. That's something that you might, deal with. That's something, like, you don't deserve. Then, you're allowed to go with that. Rebuilding your self-trust. You might feel like you can't trust your own judgment anymore, but trust can be learned. Journaling, therapy, even just saying, I know what I felt out loud, it's really powerful. Telling yourself, okay, I know what I felt, but at the end of the day, I gotta grow my strength back. But being emotionally manipulated that shit hurts. That shit hurts to the core. And it's like, if you wanted to end things, or you had a problem with the relationship, you just step up and be like, listen, it's falling out, I don't feel it anymore. You don't twist, and you don't like pick out really, like, you don't do that. So moving forward, just to let you, like, you guys know out there, like, the experience doesn't define who you are. Don't listen to what the person has told you. If you're not this and that, and you're not doing too much, you know the truth from your perspective. You know what you did wrong and what you did right. But what hurts is that, like, the person doesn't see it. The person knows, it's like, this topic's a little hesitant. But the truth is, manipulators often prey on people who are kind, empathetic, and willing to see the best in others. That's the type of person I am. And I really thought, like, I gave justice to that person. Even though that person is going through something. And I'm not going to knock the person down. I'm not. Because we all go through things. And, it was times where, like, the person, he felt, like, negative. Or he was, he had an attitude. He'll let me know. He was like, I have an attitude. I don't want you to be around. Because I don't want you to feel negative energy. But that's different. When it's coming to, like, you emotionally pulling out of the relationship, you can know how to end it. Not finding any reasons, that you can talk about, but you twisted it into a whole big thing, and you broke the relationship up when it could have been spoken about. But it's like, everything happens for a reason. Like I say, people come in your life for a season and a reason. And that reason doesn't mean that it lasts long. And that it will not last. There's a reason. And and these people, like I said, like it happens to people that are kind and willing to see others do that. Willing to see the best in others, because they're probably used to somebody else that would not that type of mentality. When that person's not used to, a kind person or a kind partner, it's something new for them, and it's like, okay, I gotta adjust this, because I'm used to what I've been dealing with, but I'm not, you probably never had that type of, person as a partner in a relationship, and that's not a flaw, it's a strength. So you just have to be protected, better moving forward. So if you're navigating to an emotional situation like this after a manipulated relationship, I'm not saying that the whole relationship was manipulated on my end. It was just like, it hit like in one day. But that it was clear. You're allowed to take your time, and you're allowed to put yourself first. I know this is another quick episode. I wanted to, speak out and, put this topic out there, because it's a lot of people going through this type of situation. And when you already shared deep things with the person, you don't spoke half of your life to this person, share personal things with this person, it's like, they do say be careful who you get to know. And then sometimes it could be maybe you guys rush too much into the relationship, because maybe you see you don't find something that fits your type of personality. If this episode spoke to you, please consider sharing it with someone who needs it. And if you want to share your own story, ask a question for a future episode, you can look me up on TikTok, D as in Destiny, SMTOP, number 3. Or you can put a question in the comments below. And then I want to let you guys know that you got this. And until next time, take care of your heart, please, and yourself. Thank you.